It is 2024 and I'm here to talk about my yarn stash. It is large. I don't live in a space that has a lot of additional storage for craft supplies, so I try to keep, it's vastly false, but I try to keep my stash at a reasonable size, and it's to the point now where I'm like really an unachievable amount of fiber that I own, like to work through it before my eventual demise, which is an acronym in the crafting world. It's called SABLE, Stash Amassed Beyond Life Expectancy. I don't want to live like that. I want to have things, obviously stash is fun to have, but I want to be able to open and close cupboards without an avalanche happening. So I started last year around June of doing a last half of the year stash busting event, which was super fun. I didn't make it super formal or anything, but it was very enjoyable to do, and I ran it through my Discord, and a couple other people joined in, and we basically just had our own goals and kind of worked towards busting some stash. Obviously, I didn't do as well as I wanted because I didn't document it super heavily, and I didn't really push myself to actually go through the stash and make a dent in it. So this year, a few of the Discord members asked if we were going to do a stash busting event, and I'm like, you know what? I really want to make this the year that I super challenge myself to make things from the supplies I have, which is revolutionary, I know. But I want to really focus on it because I have a lot of really great fabric and yarn that it just sits untouched, and unless I push myself to use it, I don't know if I'm going to, if I'm being honest, right? So there's certain things that have been in the trunk or in the cases for literal years, and that's ridiculous. So this is the year, and it will be run through the CouleeCraft Discord, which link down below if you want to join. Very, very low stakes. You get to set your own goals, right? If you decide you want to use up 20,000 yards, good for you. Do it, document it. I believe in you. There's no like rule of what you can say. Maybe it's a gram weight that you want to get rid of, or you want to donate a bunch, or you want to make specific things. Any of those goals are fine. But we're going to do this on a quarterly basis. So you commit to participating in the stash challenge for that quarter. You will need to have a Ravelry account so that you can document your completed projects, and I can see a project page to count yardage. You basically just need to agree to contribute and celebrate and have fun with everyone else. What the rules are, really no rules, basically. Just use your stash. You set your yardage or weight or whatever goal for what you want to get rid of. That goal will get counted towards, like you're working towards your goal. So let's say I will just make a basic one. I want to use 1,000 yards this quarter. That's a very small goal, but let's just say, okay? So as I'm working towards that, maybe I make a project that uses 500 yards. So now I just need to use 500 more before the end of the quarter. But I go out and I purchase 500 yards. I'm back at 1,000. So any purchases you make, and honor system here, come on guys, why are we lying? Anything that you purchase new counts as its full yardage against what you've already made, and anything that you purchase secondhand counts as half of its yardage or weight or quantity, whatever measurement you want to use for your goal setting, it will count as half. So if I bought 500 yards of yarn from the thrift store, that would be 250 yards against what I had already done for the quarter. So the person each quarter who uses the most stash reduces the most stash. That can include donating. You will win a digital prize, a very fun one of some sort, TBD for quarter one, but that will all be shared in the Discord and you can check that out along with these rules. Basically, don't buy stuff, use what you have, and if you use what you have the most, you win a prize. That's super fun. I haven't decided on what my specific goal is for quarter one, but I know that I'm going to set an exemption. That is one thing you are allowed to do. I'm not going to be completely overbearing, but you can set one exemption for something that's not going to count against your goal or your stash. For me, that is going to be my fiber subscription from Mother of Purl. I'm signed up for that. I get it bi-monthly. That's not going to count against my stash. That's it, right? So you could say perhaps yarn from a specific dyer, yarn for a specific project. I'll leave that up to you for your exemption. Don't be ridiculous. Like if you're like blue yarn, I'm going to be like, it's a very loose, friendly competition, but I will call shenanigans if you're making your exemption too wide. And as it's my Discord, it's up to my discretion of if I think you're doing it too wide. I'll be nice, but you should too. I'm excited because I feel that when I am limited to using supplies on hand, I end up making a lot more interesting projects. So, for example, I'm wearing one of my interesting new projects. I love how it worked out, my Silly Goose shirt. This is an example of what wonderful creative kind of like constriction can do for how you make things. I wouldn't have paired these necessarily if I was like, oh, I'll just take the panel and go to the store and purchase stuff that matches exactly. This blue, you can't totally see it, really coordinates with this. It's almost the exact same pattern, just a slightly different color, and I had that on hand. Would not have dug for it if I was like, I'll just go to Joann's and pick something else up. So, prime example to myself, to future Carolyn, of how a little confinement in your access to supplies can result in you making some really unique and fun things. So I'm excited, I hope you're excited, and I am really looking forward to seeing what cool projects everybody works on and makes. Drop a comment below if you have questions or if you are going to be participating in our stash challenge this year, and hopefully I'll see you over in the Discord. There will also be updates and reminders posted to Patreon. You can join for free and get those updates and reminders, as well as additional links to the Discord so that you can get in there. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm super excited, and hopefully we'll have a bunch of really great makes from things I already have on hand by the end of quarter one. Until next time, stay crafty.